Hi to all, good morning. So in the last class we have seen, so what may be the power available with the wind. So we have derived an equation. Power available with the wind is you can also call it as kinetic energy, because the kinetic energy of large masses of air you are calling as a wind energy. The power is available in the wind energy as a kinetic energy, which we can also call as a kinetic energy of wind. Kinetic energy of wind. Kinetic energy of wind. The formula, okay, we have derived half rho A U naught Q. Half rho A U naught Q, and U naught is the speed of wind. U naught is the speed of wind. Rho is the density of wind. Density of wind. Rho is the density of wind, and we have A, the area through which wind is moving. The area through which wind is moving. Area through which wind is moving, like that. Okay. So the power available with the wind will be half rho A U naught Q. Okay. This much of power is available. How much will be extracted? Okay. So whatever available is not that much important when compared to how much we are extracting. Okay. This much of power is available. Out of the available power, how much is extracted by the wind turbines? Already you know that wind turbines are one which will extract. Okay. So power, kinetic energy from the wind and convert into the mechanical energy. If the wind turbine and generators are intercoupled, straight away we will have a electrical output. Okay. So the power available with the wind will be half rho A U naught Q. Okay. And also we have started deriving the equation. Okay. How much power will be extracted from the wind? How much power will be extracted from the wind? Okay, in order to find out how much power is extracted from the wind by the wind turbine, we have considered two Bedge models. Okay, the first one will be uniform or unperturbed Bedge model. Uniform or we can say unperturbed Bedge model. Uniform or unperturbed Bedge model. Let us say if it is a downstream, if the speed of the downstream is U naught, and let us say at the center exactly we are placing some turbine or turbine wheels. Let us say here the speed will be U1, and at the downstream other side, let us say the speed of it will be U2. As the area is constant from starting to ending, the area is constant, the speed is also constant. U naught is equal to U1 is equal to U2. Okay, as the speed is constant, mass flow rate is also constant. We have mass flow rate is equal to rho A U naught. As U naught equal to U1, we can say, which will be equal to rho A U1, and the same thing will be rho A U1. Okay, as area is same, speed is same, as well as the mass flow rate m dot is same. That we have seen. Okay, and we will have next we have considered perturbed model, where continuously the area is changing. This is called as a perturbed Bedge model. And just let us say here we will have blades or turbine blades. Let us say whenever wind is coming, turbine blades will be rotated such that kinetic energy of wind is converted to the kinetic energy. Here, here let us say area is A1. Here the cross sectional area will be E2 through which wind will blow. Here the cross sectional area will be A3. Let us say here the cross sectional area will be A3. Let us say likewise we will have area. Since areas are keep on changing, if the area is keep on increasing, the speed is keep on decreasing. Already know. Okay, so let us say the At the downstream, the speed of wind will be u naught. At the rotor blades, the speed of the wind will be u1. At the downstream, you will have the speed u2. The speed u2, u naught, u1, u2, u naught, u1, u2, like that. You will have the speeds. We have the speeds, and areas will be like that. Areas will be like that. Okay. At this position, okay, I am considering that. Okay. So this will be the downstream. This will be the turbine blades position. Rotors, we can say turbine rotors position, and this will be the upstream. Let us consider. This will be the upstream. Let us consider. From this we have derived the equation. We have derived the equation. Okay, the thrust when the wind is coming here and blows through the rotor blades. Goes through. Okay, the thrust or force developed on the rotor blades will be thrust or force developed on the rotor blades will be m dot into the speed. Okay, so the force or thrust at the inlet is u naught. Inlet is u naught, and the force or thrust at the outlet will be m dot into u2. M dot into u2. Okay, so the difference will be, okay, the force at the inlet is mu naught. The force at the outstream will be m dot into u2. The thrust, that is force exerted on the rotor blades, will be, okay, downstream force minus upstream force. That we can have m dot u naught minus m dot u2. The same thing I can write m dot into u naught minus u2. M dot into u naught minus u2. This is also we have derived. This is also we have derived. Okay. So now you can have. Finally, I am not interested in, okay, finding how much thrust is or force is exerted on the blades of the rotor. My interest is to find out how much of energy or power will be extracted from the wind. Okay, the power already you have seen that, which will be equal to kinetic energy, which will be equal to kinetic energy given by kinetic energy should be given by, okay, the speed at the thrust into speed, thrust into speed. Okay, here you will have thrust is given by m dot into u naught minus u2, whereas speed at the rotors will be u1. Speed at the rotors will be u1. The final equation to have m dot into u naught minus u2 into u1. Okay, will be the final equation for u1 into u naught minus u2. Will be the equation to calculate the kinetic energy available with the wind. Later, okay, so by finding out the kinetic energy equation, you will have a kinetic energy that is extracted will be, you will have half m dot u naught square minus u2 square. This is the kinetic energy that is extracted by the wind that we have already derived. Okay, by equating these two, you will have a relation that the rotor speed, okay, will be equal to the average of downstream speed plus upstream speed by 2. u1 is equal to u naught plus u2 by 2. Downstream speed plus upstream speed by 2. You will have the u1. This equation you will get by equating these two. This is the power available. This is also power available with the wind. As, okay, the power available with the wind is a kinetic energy that you know. u1 is equal to u naught plus u2 by 2. Later we have derived. Okay, so later we have derived. Okay, or we consider a factor called as inference factor A. Inference factor A. Inference factor A. You will have inference factor A. Once if you have, okay, which will be defined as inference factor A is equal to downstream speed minus rotor speed with respect to downstream speed. U naught minus ratio of difference between u naught and u1 to the, okay, u naught. It will be called as inference factor. From this you can have A into u naught is equal to u naught minus u1. From this equation you can have u1 is equal to u naught minus 1 minus a. U naught minus 1 minus a. This is another equation. Okay. the rotor speed is u naught times the 1 minus a. U naught times the 1 minus a, that you can conclude. Okay, from the equations, okay, from this equation and from this equation I would like to find out the relation between u2 and u naught. I would like to find out the, so one equation is u1 is equal to u naught into 1 minus a, and the second equation will be u1 is equal to u naught plus u2 by 2. Using these two equations I would like to deduce, okay, the relation between upstream speed and rotor speed. Okay, upstream speed and downstream speed I would like to find out. Okay, so u1 is nothing but, I am substituting u1 instead of u1 u naught plus u2 by 2. U naught plus u2 by 2 I am substituting. Once you substitute u naught into 1 minus a, from this equation we will have u naught by 2 plus u2 by 2, which will be equal to u naught into 1 minus a. The same thing, u2 by 2 is equal to u naught into 1 minus a minus u naught by 2. If you take common u naught by 2, you will have 1 minus a minus 1 by 2. 1 minus a minus 1 by 2. If you rationalize it, u2 by 2 is equal to u naught by 2. u2 by 2 is equal to, so u naught into 1 minus a minus 1 by 2. Okay, so u naught into, so if you rationalize 2 minus 2a minus 1 by 2, 2 and 2 will be cancelled. Okay, 2 minus 1 1 we will have. I can write that the upstream speed u2 is equal to u naught into 1 minus 2a will be the relation. Okay, the relation between rotor speed and downstream speed will be u1 is equal to 1 u naught into 1 minus a, whereas u2 is equal to 1 minus 2a into u naught. These two equations also we have derived. Okay, so finally I would like to find out the power extracted from wind by the wind turbine, extracted from the wind while the turbine is given by which are representing with P, kinetic energy P. I am representing, already we have seen half into u1 into u naught minus u2, half into, so m dot into, we have an equation, already we have derived, m dot into u1 into u naught minus u2 will be the power extracted from the wind turbine. Already just now we have derived. Okay, from this equation m dot, the formula for m dot is equal to rho into a into m dot is nothing but, okay, power extracted by rotor. At the rotor the speed will be u1, the same thing, u1 u naught minus u2. So already you have a total equation I am converting into u naught only. Okay, already you have u1 is equal to 1 minus a times u naught and u2 is equal to 1 minus 2a times u naught. Like that I have u1 and u2. I am substituting u1 and u2 here. We have rho into a into u1 is nothing but u naught into 1 minus a. Again you have u1 u naught into 1 minus a you will have, so again u naught into u2 and u naught relation will be 1 minus 2a into u naught, If you take common u naught, rho a into u naught cube, 1 minus a into 1 minus a whole square, Here 1 u naught into u naught square. Here I have taken u naught common. Okay, we will have u naught if you take on 1 minus. Okay, 1 minus 2e. 1 and 1 will be cancelled. Minus of minus plus. We will have, okay, we will have 2a into 1 minus a square into rho a u naught cube. Here I am taking one half here. I am multiplying with 2 here. We will have 4a into 1 minus a whole square into half rho a u naught cube. Half rho a u naught cube is nothing but the power available with the wind that I am representing with P naught. Power available with the wind that I am representing with P naught. And this I am calling as a power coefficient CP. Power coefficient CP. Finally, the same thing I am writing. Okay, the power extracted from the okay wind will be power coefficient times power available in the wind. Power available in the very important. Okay, CP into P naught. CP into P naught. Power available with the wind will be equal to, okay, that is power available with the wind will be equal to, okay, CP times, okay, power extracted from the wind is equal to CP times that is power available with the wind, that is P naught. Okay, this will be the equation, you can say that. Okay, here power coefficient CP is equal to power coefficient CP is equal to what we are saying, 4a into 1 minus a whole square. Okay, so here if you can say that, okay, here two cases I have considered. When there is no load I have not connected, any load I have connected, and okay, when the wheels are rotated, okay, so but okay, since we are not connecting any load, rotor blades may not be rotated. Okay, if the rotor blades may not be rotated, the wind speed is same. Okay, if there is no load, rotor blades may not be rotated, such that what will happen? We will have u naught is equal to u1 is equal to u2 case. When u naught is equal to u1 is equal to a2, when there is no load, a will become, okay, u naught minus u1. u1 also becomes u naught by u naught. Okay, a will become 0. At no load, influence factor is a equal to 0, such that the CP 4 into 0 into 1 minus 0 whole square. Okay, at no load, influence factor A is 0 and power coefficient CP is also 0. Okay, when load is connected, okay, so the CP is keep on increasing, that you can observe here. With the figure also you can observe 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1. A inference factor I have taken one side and power coefficient CP I have taken other side. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 and 0.6. Okay, like that I have taken x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so when the power coefficient CP, that is 4a into 1 minus a whole square, will become maximum. Where it will become maximum. No load at 0. At the full load, slowly it is increasing and becomes maximum and comes to the 0 again. CP, if you keep on increasing the a value, that you can observe from the equation. If you keep on a value, CP is keep on increasing. At some a value, it is becoming maximum. Again, if you keep on increasing a, it will be decreasing to 0. If the value of a will be between 0 and 1. A will be between 0 and 1. Okay. Now, in order to find out where the curve becomes maximum, I am going to find out, okay, where power coefficient is becoming maximum. Okay, to find out at which value of a, CP will be maximum. To find out that, okay, the derivation of the CP with respect to a, I made it equal to 0. You will get at which value of a, the curve becomes the maximum you will get. Okay, so now UV, let us say this will be U and this will be U. UV into V dash plus V into U dash must be equal to 0 will be condition for, okay, maximizing the CP. Will be condition for maximizing the CP. Next, U means you will have 4a. V dash means, okay, for 1 minus a whole square, 2 into 1 minus a. Again for 1 minus a you will have minus 1. You will have minus 1. Okay? Plus v into okay, v is 1 minus a whole square and u dash is nothing but 4a, the derivation will be 4, which will be equal to 0. Should be equal to 0. Okay? 1 minus I am taking common, okay, made equal to 0. You will finally get minus 4a minus 1 minus I am taking common and okay, making it is equal to 0. Making it is equal to 0. Okay? So 4a, 4 into 2, 8. 8a minus 8a plus minus 8a plus 1 minus a into 4. 1 minus a into 4. 1 minus a into 4. From this equation you will get minus 8a plus 4 minus 4a, which will be equal to 0. You will have minus 12a plus 4 is equal to 0. 12a is equal to 4. Yet the value of a is equal to 4 by 12, that is 1 by 3. The CP will become maximum. 1 by 3 means 0.3333 like that. Okay? So the curve will becoming maximum, okay, at 0.333. At 0.333, it becomes maximum, again it will become 0. So it will decreases and becomes 0. This is called as a power coefficient curve, which will become power coefficient curve. Power coefficient curve. Okay, where okay at a is equal to 1 by 3, it is becoming maximum. It is becoming maximum 0.59 like that you will get. 0.59 you will get. Okay, so let us say now what is the relation between U1 at maximum value of CP? What is the relation between U1 and U0? Okay, after you have relation, U1 is nothing but 1 minus a into U0. At maximum power coefficient, a is equal to 1 by 3. 1 minus 1 by 3 into U0. 1 minus 1 by 3 into U0. Okay, so you will have 3 minus 1 by 3 into U0. 2 by 3 U0. Okay, so at maximum power coefficient, a is equal to 1 by 3, and the relation between U1 and U0 is equal to U1 is equal to 2 by 3 U0. U1 is equal to 2 by 3 U0. Whereas coming to relation between U2 and U0, 1 minus 2a into U0. Okay, 1 minus 2 into 1 by 3 into U0 will have. Okay, as a is equal to 1 by 3 if you substitute. Okay, 3 minus 2 by 3 into U0, which will be 1 by 3 into U0. Yet maximum power coefficient, U1 is equal to 2 by 3 U0 and U2 is equal to 1 by 3 U0. Finally, okay, I am going to calculate what is the CP value at maximum power point. Maximum power point. CP is nothing but 4 into A is 1 by 3. So 1 minus A whole square. 1 minus A whole square. So which we will have at maximum power coefficient, CP will be 4 by 3 into 2 by 3 whole square. 4 by 3 into 4 by 9. 16 by 27. Okay, 0.59 like that you will get. Okay, so 16 by, okay, the CP value at maximum, okay, so power coefficient will be CP is, okay, at A is equal to 1 by 3 will get maximum, okay, power coefficient which will be 16 by 27, which will be 20 by 7, okay. Okay, this will be U1 is equal at maximum power coefficient, U1 is equal to 2 by 3 naught, U2 is equal to 1 by 3 naught, and CP is equal to 16 by 27 is called as a bench criterion, which is called as a bench condition to have maximum power coefficient, or simply bench criterion, which you can call. Okay, U1 is equal at A is equal to 1 by 3 getting maximum coefficient, where U1 is equal to so 2 by 3 naught, U2 is equal to 1 by 3 naught, where CP is equal to 16 by 27. Okay, can be called as a bench criterion. Okay, can be called as bench criterion. You can say that. Okay, likewise. Okay, different equations you can observe here. Different equations you can observe here. Different equations you can